I'm Chris Hedberg, Golf Course Superintendent at Catamount Ranching Club. Today we will be doing a flyover of the golf course hole by hole and showing you some of the changes we've made. Hole 1 here, you can see the top dressing sand on the tee boxes. While this was being shot, we were top dressing tees and verticutting them to try and get the sponginess out of there and firm them up a little bit, as we know that was an issue in the past. Hole 2, on Tuesdays when not top dressing tees or greens, we will be top dressing approaches. Some of you may notice that approaches are starting to firm up a little bit. We will do that same process that we were doing on tees on number 1 throughout the course. Number 2 is a good example of this over the last year of firming up a little bit, and we'll continue to work on this. On hole 3 here, we will be filling in the first bunker right by the Enterprise ditch. That will be filled in and seeded similar to hole number 6. On holes 4 and 5 here, you'll see the removal of trees along the right side of number 4 as well as the right side of number 5. We will continue working on these over the next few seasons and thinning out some of the cottonwoods around both of these greens as well as along this left side of hole number 5 here to open that hole back up like we did to number 4 tee boxes last season. This will help the health of the green as well as the turf around these bunkers. Hole number 6 here, we have the bunker filled in behind the green and we've started mowing that at a lower height of cut. We will also be doing quite a bit of irrigation work on this hole to try and dial it in a little better. Hole 7 is another one that we sodded behind the green, and we'll be lowering the height of cut on that as well to try and produce a ball roll back down onto the green. You can see here the nice green bluegrass, and that will be lowered in height over the next few weeks. Hole 8 is another one that we're going to be doing aggressive tree removal around this green, thinning it out but not totally removing it to let a little more air movement and light onto this hole to help the green and the turf here around the approach. Hole number 9, we've removed trees down the left side of this hole as well to get a better view of Walton Creek. We will continue working on irrigation on this one as it's quite the problem. We'll continue to dial that in throughout this season and into next season. Hole number 10, we'll plan tree removal between the ladies' tee and the men's tees there to try and open up that site and reduce the amount of balls that are caught on low tee shots. Hole 11 here is one that we've really widened the fairway back out, and we will continue to work on some of these bunker fingers, resodding, regrassing these, as well as some of the other holes on the back 9 that were a little thin from winter. Hole 12 is another one with increased fairway area, as you can see here along the sides, where we'll need to thoroughly work on turf health and conditions, as well as around these bunkers where we'll be continuing to seed and sand these areas. Same with along 13 here over by the bunkers and in the approach. Is a good area of just continued turf health that we want to increase density and promote new growth here to outcompete the POA. Hole 14 is another one we added the backstop and lowered the height of cut, as well as cleaned up along the beaver ditch to get the nice aesthetics of the water trickling through the hole throughout the summer. Hole 15 is another one that we're going to need some bunker work throughout the season. We may look at options such as removing the bunker fingers like we did on 14 last season, or just completely resodding them. Hole 16, we will be leveling the silver tee box, hopefully this season if we can track down some sod, and we'll be converting that to bent grass to do as a test plot for the following seasons and other tee box renovations. Holes 17 and 18 along the edge here, you can see where our POA control on these fairway sprays is really starting to work, where it's browning out a little bit, maybe noticeable throughout the first half of this season, similar to last year. But our goal is to aggressively attack the POA and try and promote an even stand of bluegrass in the fairways that we've been interseeding over the last 12 months. For 2021, our goals will still be to increase turf density, improve water, to remove wet areas, and just overall goal of turf health moving forward.